this video I would like to elaborate more. Okay, so the title of this video is elaborating more on energies. Okay, elaborating more on energies. As an awakened INFJ, you know, I can communicate what I'm sensing and things like this, and I have become more sensitive of, you know, the different sorts of energies, positive, negative, and neutral. And those the energies that fall in between those three, okay, sometimes it's a combination of positive and negative, and or negative and positive, or neutral and positive, or, you know, I mean, vice versa, all those things. So, you know, because we understand that nature, okay, pigment, okay, coloring, you know, when you see leaves, like on the plants, right, not every single leaf is, you know, the same color. It's not exactly the same shade of color, is what I mean. You know, there's a certain greenness about a certain leaf. Okay, you don't believe me? Look at this. Okay, take a look at this. Okay, the main reason why you're seeing this bush right here, the way it looks, is because, you know, think about it this way. You know, when you take a coloring book, if you color the grass, you know, the green that you use to color the grass, unless you're a professional painter, or you know, you get at art or something, you will be coloring the grass the same type of green, the same shade of green, because, you know, you get your crayon, you get your watercolor or whatever, and you just, you know, put it all in there. So it's just like the typical, you know, schooling that we get. You know, this is where possibly a trigger for autism and Asperger's and things like this. And, you know, because those things, Asperger's and autism, do have a genetic component. Okay, it also has an epigenetic component. Okay, being a science major as a college student, I learned about genetics and epigenetics, and, you know, there has to be a trigger that, you know, that triggers it. You know, because you can have the genetics for, you know, for example, cancer, but if you avoid the very things that, you know, that initiate the cancer, then there is a very high chance that you're not going to get it. Because I personally know people who have cancer in their genes. Okay, it's been passed down on, you know, their bloodline, and there are, you know, their aunts and uncles or something like that. Some of them died of cancer, but some of them are still living. Okay, the sons and the daughters are still living. They're perfectly fine. Okay, so, you know, it means that, you know, the theory of genetics and epigenetics, you know, it is true on some level. It is true. Okay, it's not perfect. Okay, we don't have any perfection here because we're living in a physical realm. So, you know, I'd like to elaborate more on this energy, you know, type of thing. It's energy, man. It's energy. Like, you know, the way I see it is this way. Okay, the way you start your day, you know, is very important. So it pays to actually pay attention to what you do and you know, what your senses are exposed to. The first thing that you wake up in the morning, okay, the very first thing that you do or you sense in the morning, not do, but the first thing you sense, you know, either you're awakened by a bad alarm, or bad sound from an alarm, bad music, nagging people. Those things can ruin your day. That's why you hear from a lot of people, right? You know, including introverts, extroverts, or ambiverts. They all say, almost everybody says, you know, oh, this ruined my day. It's like, you know, it's as if, you know, if something, you know, destroyed their positive vibe, they all of a sudden tell you, oh man, that ruined my day. Man, I don't like that. That ruined my day. Okay, so an event or a sound or something, you know, that stimulated the senses So you see how important that is. And what I notice also is it's very hard to regain the positivity back once it happens to you. Okay, so that is the mind of an INFJ, man. We're sensitive, very highly sensitive to energies. Okay, whether positive, negative, or neutral. This can be a great asset when it comes to business and other things, right, in life. Well, unfortunately, society is no longer appreciative of real original artistry, real original talent. Okay, if something is original, something is new, something is not conforming to what is to the norm, something is not mainstream, society has a tendency to take a dump on it or hate on it. And as INFJ, we couldn't really fake the funk. Couldn't fake the funk, I mean, we're like probably the worst liars out there, Even if an INFJ tries to lie, it's, you're gonna find it out. Because we are subjected to the truth, and it comes out. It comes out ultimately as fake and too obvious if we try to lie and things like that, so my advice to people listening to this video is the good and bad kind of a concept. Okay, like saying that there's good people and there's like bad people, and there's other people that fall in between those two. So you have to realize that certain people really are positively how would I say this, positively good, and other people are negatively bad. Or that didn't come out right. Let me say that again. Some people are just plainly bluntly good and bluntly bad, and others fall in between. Well, there are plenty of us that fall in between and even surpass the spectrum. Okay, the spectrum of goodness and badness, it transcends human thought, because there's different types of personalities, okay, characteristics, tendencies, habits, my advice from the past is you can go ahead and expose these toxic people, call them out in public, so the public will have your best interest in mind, and they themselves will, because the covert narcissists are basically validation seeking. Okay, that's how they get their power. They get their power from publicity, from other people, the mass, the crowd, saying no to you, saying you are the one who is a toxic person, but in reality is you're not. It's them who is actually doing the covert narcissistic attacks. And just like I said in my earlier video, I did everything. I was nice to these people, man. So despite me being nice to them, like look at what they returned to me. Okay, lies and more lies. Okay, assumptions. So there's no reason for me to keep staying here, man. So you see what I'm saying? Well, a lot of these organic portals, these are NPCs, non-player characters, they're satisfied with fake, okay? They don't like the real thing. They don't like real original things. Notice how they dislike anything that comes from nature. Something comes from the environment, something is natural. Oh, organic is fake, organic is fake. There's a reason why organic is expensive and GMO is not expensive. You can tell me all the... I already know the freaking physiology of a plant, okay? So a lot of people were like, GMO is just exactly like the organic, and the GMO thing is just a scam. Okay, do this experiment. Do this experiment, scientists. Eat nothing but organic foods for 1 straight week. Don't eat any GMO foods, okay? Stay away from fluoride, and take this tip from me. Eat everything organic for 1 week. Do this experiment on yourself. Tell me how you feel, physically. Feel mentally, physically in 1 week. You feel way better. You ultimately, boom, it's like a switch, it's like an inflammation off switch. That's why a lot of people, they do eat organic, man. And it does cost money. Unfortunately, it does cost money, and and I want my foods mostly organic, and that's one of the reasons why I'm leaving, okay? Soon as I get that passport, deucing out, There's no reason for me to be around negative energy. Like, why would I want to be around freaking negative energy people who's trying to age you faster? This was what they're trying to do. Mental negativity, okay, mental stress will age you faster than physical stress. All right? So, because it attacks you from inside out, okay? Your hormones get, compromised. When your mentality is not right, when you are, stressed out emotionally, you can't do anything, okay? You can't really, you're stuck. Your energies are stuck. But if you go out of that situation, you move to the positive side of the world, okay? Then your energy will ultimately, switch on, and your body will normalize, will come back to where it was, okay? You will recuperate if you're sick, So you see a lot of people, expat people, go to the Philippines and they lose weight, okay? Why do they lose weight? They just eat normal Filipino food, and boom, they freaking lose weight. They lose the gut, and they look slim and happy, okay? Some people say it's just water. I beg to differ. I think the body composition, because of the whole environment, the vibe, the energy of the people, changes their physiology, okay? If you're around positive vibes, if you're around real people, then your body has no reason to deteriorate, to become depressed, to become sad, And aging is really a lack of yin, okay? You can also say age, age could stand for advanced glycation end products, okay? From simple carbs, and some fruits, they do cause this, okay? But if you have the fiber, you're hydrated, it flows out of you. If you exercise, the energy is in and out, and your energy system inside of your body, your organs and things like this, your basic physiology is going to become energized. Okay, your energy will be all day. It's gonna be, you don't need to drink coffee. Okay, it's just straight through. Mentally sharp the whole day, and just like straight through uh, energy. Is like you don't feel no slump. All right, like how many of you felt the afternoon slump? Okay, afternoon grogginess. What I noticed too is that when I lived in the Philippines, like I never really felt the need to drink coffee. When I was young, I did, because the older people were drinking it. I'm just trying to like fit in, back then, with my blue pill simp conditioning back then. Being raised by these toxic females. But as far as me, like even in my mid 30s, I never drink. I never really drink coffee whenever I'm there. It's like my energy is just through the roof, all the way throughout the day. I don't know, maybe it's the sun, or I do think it's the food and the environment, the oxygen, clean air. Okay, this ain't clean air. Look at this. Look at what you're seeing here. Even if I'm near the beach here in California, that's not clean air. What about the stuff they spray up there in the skies? Okay, what about the glyphosate? What about the GMO? What about that? The estrogenic products that they produce, the birth control pills that they dump on the water system. Okay. So my real advice is just like modulate the negative, push it away from you. Anything that reminds you of negativity towards yourself or towards other people, push that out. If it's an item that you used in the past or something, because these things are anchors. Okay, and part of your personal freedom should be getting rid of the stuff that reminds you of your toxic past and bad memories and things like this. I think also this is why most women, what I notice is they try to move things in the room, right? They try to how would I say this? They try to primp around, and they try to move stuff around in their room, and they're subconsciously moving things around. Like they act as if they're cleaning, but they're not really cleaning. They're just like moving things around because the energy shifted, and they are absorbing the energy that was a memory of an item or something in the room that that they looked at in the past, that they are really sensing and things like this, at the moment, right? And to them it's something negative, so they try to move it. They try to modulate their environment. They try to modify their environment so they couldn't sense that energy anymore. Okay, they couldn't sense that negative energy anymore. So nobody likes negative energy, man. It's somebody in your life is like that. Stay away from that person, man. Sure, you can, if you're an INFJ like me, you can go ahead and play around with them, like freaking manipulate them or something. You can manipulate the manipulator. You can expose them in public. You can really burn them if you wanted to. I did in the past. That's why they stopped attacking me. Okay, the toxic people in my family, did some bad things about me, and I mean to me, and then I got my revenge when I fought back. And what I did was I exposed them to the public. Okay, I went straight through. I went straight to the gut. And I freaking embarrassed them in public, man. So you see, the INFJ is not the best person to mess with, man. It's not the easiest person to mess with, We remember things, especially the negative things you've done to us, and we use all of that against you. So just simply staying away, that already accomplishes, it accomplishes a lot of things, a lot of positive things in your life. And simply being away from these demonic beings, it's going to help you out in the long run. Help you live longer, right? And that's it. Peace out.